Okay, guys, where are you joining from? Let's share the video. Let's share the video. One quick one. One quick one. I'll use the opportunity. Let's do the needful. Let's do the needful. Let's do the needful, guys. Where are you joining from? One quick one. Let's do it. Ndubisiani. We move. Welcome, bud. Michael Osita Okoli. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Share the video. Share the video. Let's share the video. Let's see if Facebook will allow us to have a good conversation today. Because I can see that they don't want actually me coming online. Each time I come online, Facebook will do all its best to make sure I am suppressed. So, but we cannot stop. We will continue. So, guys, let's share the video. Let's share the video. Wherever you're watching from. Wherever you're watching from. So, this is a quick one, touching on all the things that is happening around the world and especially in Nigeria, where the government is not actually concerned about the safety of the people. The only thing that the government of Nigeria is concerned about is basically their lifestyle and power, money, women. That's what they're concerned about. Because having seen from the history of leadership in Nigeria, you will see that there has never been a leader in Nigeria who prioritized your life and who prioritized your security or who prioritized, the cost of living that will enable those people who actually are the ordinary people on the ground who are facing the reality of their leadership. Everything keep on getting worse. When we think about the next 4 years is going to get better, it kept on getting worse. There is nothing has been done about it. Now, the present administration, just like the previous one, we cannot say anything about the previous one. The previous one promised you security, but Boko Haram killed more. The previous one promised you security. Boko Haram killed more. And he also promised you to lead you from the top to bottom. And he did it from the top where you were. Dollar was, during the time of good luck, around 180 something. When he came in, dollars, went high to 600 from the top to bottom. He did it. So, and then the security was the reason why the previous one was supported by the American president as at that time. The security was worse. During his administration, he was not even in the office for like the straight 1 month without traveling to Europe, because he was basically ruling you from Europe, and then that's how it was. No one complained, because you don't need to complain. You are a Nigerian. You just need to make life move on. You are resilient. So these are the things we need to talk about. And now the current administration is there already right now. He promised you that there is no way he will not give you electricity. Is it the reality of what is happening on the ground? The answer is no, because you don't have electricity, right? Just like he promised, because everyone that will come in there will give you one promise or the other to tell you that, no, we deserve to be there. And they have never done anything. And it will always continue to happen that way, because you don't read the writing on the wall. You don't have the serenity to know the difference. So the thing there is that people like Nnamdi Kanu, people like Ibrahim Traore, people like that, even the Niger leader of Niger, Mali, because we give credit to Ibrahim Traore because that's the one whom we know that is, mostly on the media. But there are other leaders who are actually following his footsteps, which is the leader of Niger Republic, the leader of Mali. Those people are also fighting the imperialist power. Niger Republic, they just chased the mining company which control their uranium. They just actually cancel their contract and they actually, chase them from their country. And this is part of the things that it will not be in trending on the media. But one thing for sure that we should understand is that only thing we need for Africa to rise up is only 52 men. We don't need more than 52 men for Africa to rise up. We need only 52 men. We don't need millions of people. We don't really need army. Because we have seen from Ibrahim Traore, we have seen to Chouani, we have seen them that we only need 52 men for Africa to rise up, for Africa to have a change. Just you see the trade war between American and the China, the tariff war basically. Now America actually increased the tariff on China. China reciprocate. Look at that. Is there any country in Africa that can be able to reciprocate that? No, because you don't have independent economy that will depend on your, on your GDP and everything but even though you have the population of consumers, the reason why China need America, America need China more than China need America. And that is the reason why they cannot threaten them with tariff, they cannot be threatened by the tariff, policies that Donald Trump is making. Because number one, China has the population more than America. Number two, China has technology. China, that population is population of consumers as well, and population of, producers. So they have whatever it takes for their economy to grow forward. In Africa, Nigeria has similar population. They have almost population like American, even not bigger than American population, because most of these things are over exaggerated. We know that we don't have a system that documents each and every kid that is born in Nigeria. Nigeria has that population. What do they do with it? They do nothing. The only thing they do is that they allow the, Boko Haram, all this militia to come in and continue to reduce this population of the people, because Nigeria cannot run without the imperialist control. So look at the, what is going on now. We know that in Sahel region, how do you think a nation that is a giant in Africa, they are not called a giant of Africa for anything that they are doing for Africa. They are called because of the population, because of the, population gives you more access to manpower. Population gives you more access to more consumers. Population give you access to many things, so it can grow the economy. So they have access to that. Now, they do not have the skills that it takes to make use of their population, just like China is doing, just like America is doing, just like India is doing. They don't have that, skills to develop this population in order to work in their favor. So because they do not have that, and because you don't have anybody under politics that has political, political will to make sure that they bring development, because there are skills that need to be nurtured, there are skills that need to be developed, they cannot actually do that. The reason why that they don't want to develop those skills is because if they develop those skills, they will not have a reason why they will be laundering money to abroad, because it is not about the nation. Your leaders have never been about the nation. It is about looting and stealing the coffers of the economy. That's what it has been all about. Think about it. Every leader that comes, Tinubu move around with 28 convoys. 28 convoys is being fueled. Who bought this money? Who bought these cars? Who is fueling those cars? It is with your money that they are using to buy these cars, expensive, cars. Their cars are armored. Their cars are protected. They move with thousands of security at one time. They move with armored vehicles. That's why do you think they will ever prioritize your security? Your security is not actually, it doesn't bother them. It does not bother them when it comes to security. The only thing that they know is to make sure that they are secure, their family is secure. Look at a country that's supposed to take their security intelligence or security, you know, um, security apparatus seriously. A nation like Burkina Faso, around Nigeria, they are around Nigeria in the Sahel region, border to border. Now look at it. Burkina Faso are seriously fighting terrorism. Mali is seriously fighting terrorism. Chad is seriously fighting terrorism. And then other countries around this Nigeria, they are seriously committed in curbing terrorism around their borders. Now, where do you think those terrorists are going to be going? They are going to be making their ways to Nigeria because Nigeria is the poorest, it is the most porous border in that area. A porous border, the border that is not actually, anything can pass. As long as you are Fulani, you can go past the borders. Now they are chasing the Fulani terrorists in Burkina Faso. Now, do you know what the human rights commissions are writing? They are writing junk claiming that the Burkina Fasos are actually killing the Fulani civilians. Remember, when these Fulanis are actually unaliving civilians, innocent people like Amnesty International will not come in. Those NGOs, human rights commissioners, they will never surface. But immediately when terrorists are being repelled, when terrorists are losing against the people, when they are losing against the people that are actually supposed to be protected by the government, now all the NGOs, all these human rights organizations, they will start writing junks. They will start telling you that you are doing human rights violation when you are actually killing terrorists. When terrorists are killing ordinary civilians, they will never write such junk. That's how it works. That's what we are seeing around Burkina Faso. That's what they are writing. Now, Burkina Fasos are killing ordinary Fulani. Ordinary Fulani, that's what they call them. Ordinary Fulani. So that is to show you that across the Sahel region, Fulanis has been the problem that is bringing stunted growth across the Sahel region. The reason why there is no development is because of Fulani. They have been the willing tools being used by the imperialist power to perpetrate and promote their neo-colonialist agenda by using Fulani to terrorize the area, whilst they will actually make themselves available as the savior of the day. We are doing military alliance. That's why they will tell you they will bring their military base, bring their naval base, bring their drone base, just because they claim they want to monitor the terrorists that they have created in your region. And Fulani made themselves available to be the willing tools. I don't hate Fulani. I don't hate them. I do not hate Fulani, to make it and state it very clearly. But I hate the fact that they make themselves available to be used by the, imperialist power to taunt African growth, to make sure that they destabilize the growth in Africa. To they destabilize the peace in Africa. Because it will look like it is black on black violence. Now, European white people are coming to be the savior of the day. Because they are now reporting that black people are killing black people in the name of Burkina Faso are killing the civilians of Fulanis. There is no such thing. If your brother becomes actually is going to be the problem for your growth. If your brother does not want to move forward, your brother does not want to actually go backward, your brother does not want to step aside, you push them down. You know what is push them down? That is the level where we are right now. For Africa to be developed, if you have to go through that black man who is a sabo, who is sabotaging that thing that is going to make Africa to grow, that is, you can go through them. They cannot be the impediment of African growth. So now, the Fulanis are being repelled across the Sahel. The only place they have access is to Nigeria. Because the leaders of Nigerians are being controlled by Fulani oligarchy. And now, which is Fulani oligarch, are being controlled by Britain. Have you seen? So all the bureaucrats you see around Nigeria system, bureaucrats, they are actually given leeway by the Fulanis. They are the ones controlling every sector in Nigeria, one way or the other. They give them access to your mineral resources. They give them access to your economy. They give them access to your security. They give them access to everything. In the last 63 years, you had independence. Fulani has been in power. Anybody that will rise up to challenge Fulani will become an aggressor. Just like Ojukwu rose up to challenge the Fulani oligarch. Ojukwu became the aggressor. They combine Yoruba. They combine with Hausa. They managed to convince Yoruba, Hausa. We know that Yorubas are inconsistent. We know that. It is in their nature to be inconsistent. They were able to convince Yoruba, Hausa, and they were, even some of the Igbos, inconsistent Igbos who are mixed by Fulani blood. They convinced them to descend on Ojukwu and the people of Biafra. Hence, they unalive more than 3 million people of Biafra, 1967 to 1970. Those were the people who rose up to fight the power of imperialism, to fight the power of neocolonialism. They were all unalived by British bombs. Britain actually supply all the bombs used to kill Biafrans. Mortar bomb. They supplied all this type of bomb that were used to kill Biafra. The history is there. The document has been declassified. It has been declassified. It is there. It is not my exaggeration. So, in doing all that, you saw that these people will be killing Fulani terrorists in their bushes. And the only place they will be running to is Nigeria. If there is a leader in Nigeria who prioritize your security, I'm talking about those of you, Hausa people, who are in the north, who are going to make your porous border that these terrorists are using to get into Nigeria to kill you people. Because you people are not given a voice. I don't know what type of human being you people called Hausa people or even good Fulanis that are actually have settled in Nigeria. I don't know what type of human being you people are. We don't hear your voice. These people come from everywhere. They unalive you. Your problem becomes Igbo. They born you today as a Yoruba man. They tell you your problem is Igbo. They born you Hausa man. They tell you your problem is Igbo. They even born Fulanis who don't know nothing. They tell them their problem is Igbo. Because Britain made you to believe that your problem is Igbo. The Fulani, you are terrorists coming from across the Sahel are coming now to show you who is your problem. Yet you cannot see it because of your hatred, your historic hatred for the Igbos who rose up to fight that, that stronghold on the neck of every Nigerian. Because had it been Biafra broke away from Nigeria in 1967, do you know what was going to be? You were going to have a better Nigeria today. And you are going to have a better Biafra. That's what it's going to be. And you were going to have a, bilateral relationship with the both countries. They will still see themselves as one nation. One strong nation. Because Biafra was fighting neo-colonialism. And Nigeria was fighting to protect the neo-colonial, system. That was the plan. Biafra was not planning to actually, move away from Nigeria just because they don't like people of Nigeria. Biafra was fighting neo-colonialism and fighting the agenda, the long-term agenda to keep Nigeria where it is. Just like it was said, to make sure that they keep Sub-Saharan where it is. Because the resources of Sub-Saharan will continue to replenish Europe. That's what was happening. If you go to many countries in Southern Africa, in SADC Africa, you will know that their resources were placed during those times, early 80s, 70s. Their resources are being made use in their country. That's why you will find some countries like South Africa having a good infrastructure. Their countries are being used because the colonialist was there. The people who were colonizing the country and oppressing the country, they were already there. So they have no reason to take the resources to market it. They make use of it. They even had nuclear weapons. They had sophisticated, economy, most advanced economy. But the people in sub-Saharan, that's why they stated it clear. The sub-Saharan Africa must be where it is. And the people like Tinubu, people like Buhari, people like all of them that has been in that position of leadership were actually the colonial tool, except the man who was not a politician. And for you not to be a colonial tool, you must not be a politician. So if they tell you Peter Obi is going to go there and do something, Peter Obi is a politician. As long as you have grassroots of politics in you, politics run that is created and controlled by the imperialist. So how can you be born of imperialist and you want to fight imperialists under the system made by imperialists? Have you seen the reason why Ojukwu decided to separate himself from politics of the imperialists and build a nation that will be independent of imperialists? And Nigeria, Fulani, Yoruba, Hausa, you descended on Biafra. You killed Biafra. In Biafra, the African freedom died. How far now after killing Biafra? After killing Biafra 50 years ago, where has it taken all of you in Nigeria today? No, let's be realistic with each other. Let's stop the hate. Let's stop the tribalism. After killing Biafra, after uniting as one Nigeria, one indivisible Nigeria, killing Biafra, what is the benefit that Nigeria has actually gained from killing Biafra? Is there any? Your situation became worse. The fastest growing economy in the world was in Nigeria before the coup of 1966, right? That was well orchestrated by the imperialists, by the colonizers. It was well orchestrated to destabilize the peace because they saw, even with the amalgamation, that is an experiment that is meant not to work, because the master of chase knows how to set a trap. They set that amalgamation knowing it is not going to work. But after independence, you will see people like Michael Okpara, and you will see people like Tafa Belewe. You will see people that they are growing economy of the country rapidly, steadily. You will see them. So how can a black man develop in this manner? We just gave them independence like 6 years ago. We just gave them independence like 5 years ago. Why would we allow them to prosper? They instigated the coup and made it the Igbo coup, even though Yoruba man was supposed to be the president. Did you see that? They made it an Igbo coup. A Yoruba man was supposed to make the president. They didn't see it. They didn't talk about it. Sukuman Zogu was not going to be the president after the coup. It was just a tool, a foot soldier used to perpetrate this coup. After that, it was supposed to be a Yoruba man being a president, but it was named Igbo coup. It was supposed to be Igbo coup if there is anybody who is named Chukwuma that is going to be the president after the coup. That is when you call it Igbo coup. But in as much as there was no Igbo man who was a candidate to be made president after the coup in 1967, what made it an Igbo coup? The answer is because you are not sincere or truthful to your cause. That's why when they tell you it is Igbo coup, you believe them because you are foolish. Black mind that need to be emancipated. I believe that every politician in Nigeria is suffering a Stockholm syndrome. Otherwise, they are actually believing that they have a case to answer to the imperialists. If you want to praise Ibrahim Traore now in Nigeria as a Nigeria, you will get in trouble by Tinubu. If you want to praise the youngest president who is making decisions that will liberate Africa, we only need more 48 men, 48 men like him for Africa to be great. 48 men like him for Africa to be great. You have people like Ibrahim Traore. If you be a celebrity, if you be a musician, just like American black musicians are making songs in their name for the sake of these people. How many musicians in Nigeria did that? How many influencers come out boldly to support this guy? If not, maybe some of them want to. But you will find people like, what is the name of this? Is it Edo guy or Yoruba guy? That was under Buhari. Was he under Buhari? That is always telling you that Traore is a propagandist. Nigeria does not want, they don't want freedom, number one. They don't want growth, number two. They don't love blessing, number three. They are telling you that Traore is pushing a propaganda, that it was a AI voice that people are listening, that Traore cannot speak English. That was exactly what that guy was saying. I've forgotten his name. He's not in the top in the top list of people I want to even pay attention to or know. What was his name? He's a popular guy in Twitter, and he makes all his stupid sentiments on social media. He's a tall guy with a big nose, dark, slender, tall, with a big nose. I can't actually remember his name in my mind right now. So these are the type of people who don't want growth. They don't want growth of your nation. So these are the type of people, especially if you look at people like Femi Fani-Kayode. Do you look at that type of people that as the people who will wake up one day, get the position of leadership in Nigeria and fix Nigeria? The only thing you hear them talk big. They talk big, talk big. At the end of the day, you will see them, dancing to the tone of the people they are talking against. Just like the way you saw him supporting Nnamdi Kanu. Hey, Nnamdi Kanu is a voice of the voiceless. Nnamdi Kanu, there is a plan against the Igbos. There is a conspiracy against the Igbos. Ethnic cleansing is happening against the Igbos. Immediately, he said, I believe he's one of the people who even betrayed Nnamdi Kanu. He turned 360. Where is he today? Championing Nigeria and telling you Igbo man is your problem. Is that a system where he is born into, political system where he is born into, that someone will come up from, whether it is Obi, whether it is Ada, whether it is, who is that? Adamu, whether it is Bankole? You think that system will take out somebody that will come and give you a better governance? All these things you people are doing, you believe it is calling for the justice of the people, it's going to change the system. No, it's not only going to change the system. If you want to actually change the system, you need to basically demolish the system. Omokri, Reno Omokri. Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you very much. Reno Omokri. Those are the people, neo-colonial tools that they are using to destabilize the country. They don't want African development. They are so jealous of people, jealous type of individuals. That's why he will tell you that Ibrahim Traore is pushing propaganda. And he will believe that fighting terrorists is actually violating human rights. Reno Mokri. Those are the type of people. those type of people will never ever give you a good, information that will enable growth in your life. They will even lie about something you can see. Just like they will always tell you, yeah, this thing is. If they tell you to sit, you run away. These are the type of people they are using. They will give them access to the media. They give them access to the media. They don't want Africa to be free because the situation or the status of Africa keep food on their table. The status that Africa is now keep food on their table. That's why they will tell you that Ibrahim Traore is actually a tool used by Russia. If all African leaders are being used by their neo-colonialists, the same way Russia is using Ibrahim Traore, Africa was going to be the greatest country in the world, the greatest continent in the world. If all African leaders are being respected the way Vladimir Putin is respecting Traore, Africa was going to be a paradise, will be the center, epicenter of technological advancement. That is what it's going to be. How many of you are being, sent? How many leaders in Africa has, traveled into presidential jet to go and meet a president of European country? None. Because the guy in question, the guy in question is a smart guy. He's a master. When we talk about master, we don't talk about master of Lido or master of draft. We talk about master of chess, game of strategies. They can only be friends like that because they are two masters who understand the chess. They need each other. You give them a reason why they need you, and you draw the boundary. Meanwhile, Africa does not have technology. There is no way Africa will ever grow or develop without the help of one of the big countries. Because you need to actually get this technology. You need to get the right education. And you don't have that. You need to create it. But what type of relationship are you going into? What type of relationship, what type of bilateral are you going into? That's what that matters. Are you selling your country in the name of bilateralism? That's the thing that matters. What is your foreign policy say? What does your foreign policy say? That's what that matters. In building foreign relations, those are the things that you need to understand. Check what their foreign policy say and check what Reno Umokri is talking about. That wretched Nigerian, what he is talking about. That's all. Those are the things you need to actually, look into before you contrast. If we have a Biafran today, we can even work with Britain. It doesn't matter. We can work with Britain as long as they know where to draw the line. We can work with the American as long as we know where to draw the line. We can work with anyone. They can even, be there as long as they know that we are working with you as an equal partner. That is the thing you are looking for. You are not we're not fighting Europeans because we're not fighting them just because we want them to fall. No. We are fighting them for they should see us as equal player in this game. That's it. If they want our resources, we tell them the price we must sell our resources to them and how much of resources we must give them. That's what we are fighting. To be equal player in this game. It is not about fighting them to collapse. No. We don't need them to collapse. If they collapse, they will throw it into Africa and become refugees. The same way you are thrown there to be refugees. So we don't want them to collapse. We just want them to see us as equal human. That is what the fight is all about. against the neocolonialism, against imperialism. That is destroying the imperialist agenda. And every man will be equal in the eyes of the law and in the eyes of their God. That's exactly what the fight is all about. So it doesn't matter who you actually be partner with. You can partner with China as long as you know what your foreign policy say. China cannot come and build a business that will be beneficial to China alone. Or your foreign policy could say that if you want to actually establish a business, government must have 50% of share in that business. It's your foreign policy. It's your trade policy. So those are the things you need to understand how to make these decisions. It's not like we are creating enemy. No, it is a decision that we are calling to make. And we know that we have what it takes to make that decision. But the people who are grassrooted in this imperialist, secret society called politics under democracy, they can never change because they are captured. They are captured. That's why the system is selective on who is going to make it to be your leader. And they choose particular set of people. When they die, their children will come in. That's why the system never wanted Goodluck Jonathan, because he's not a grassroots politician. Did you hear that? He is not a grassroots politician. That's why the system never liked him. The system does not want a person who does not have a grassroots in politics. That's why the system hating Nnamdi Kanu, because Nnamdi Kanu is not a politician. That's why you see people like Uche Mofikeng, all of them are telling you political solution, have someone in parliament. Once you send someone in parliament, dude, Amayanko, Udinkwaga Amuya, Amayanko just speak with the same language. When he come out, he will speak as if he's speaking on your behalf. After that, he will be going there dining with the devil. He won't even remember you anymore. The situation of politics that they are playing today is not going to take you anywhere. Guys, let's share the video. Let's like the video so that the algorithm will do the sharing as well. So, the situation of the Nigeria politics, the political landscape in Nigeria will never take you anywhere. Is it the judiciary? Which judiciary? Judiciary, there is nothing to write home about the judicial landscape in Nigeria. Nothing to write home about it. That's why Nnamdi Kanu is telling every time we are going to court on the 28th, we are going to court on the 8th, we are going to court on the 1st. At the end of the day, same story. Same story since 2015. Same story, they are still talking. After how many years? 2015 till now is how many years? 10 years. Same story. Same story. Because they do not want someone who is not a born politician to be a leader in Nigeria, because that person will make a decision that is outside of the imperialist agenda. And it will not favor the imperialists because they are not grassroots. Grassroots politicians, all of them are captured in the system and they have everything against them, that if they actually go against their order, they have what it takes to bring them down. So they can never. You see this P2B, you think that the system does not want. The system is getting him ready. That's why P2B is going to the north, sitting with Al-Majri, Fulani terrorists also, eating food with Al-Majri. The system is getting him ready. If the system does not mold you to their standard, they will never select you. That's how it is. For you to understand, actually God of Nigerians gave you Goodluck Jonathan for you to understand what is the system all about. But you don't have serenity to know the difference. You don't have common sense to actually think this is how it is and make a decision. Hey, action man Buhari Buhari is action man. He will finish all the terrorists in the bush. He was a military. He will finish everything. Buhari came, everything got worse. The only achievement that Buhari made was that he joined Obama's regime and promote transgender and allowed transgender to happen in Nigeria. That is what gave rise to what you call what is the name of this ugly guy who turned a girl? When he remove his makeup, you find he's a beast. What is the name of that girl or that guy that left the brotherhood into sisterhood? That is what gave rise to people like that. They were influenced. They made them an influencer. That's why you see children now. I'm sleeping with my fellow man. I'm sleeping with my fellow girl. I'm sleeping with my fellow man. That is why you see all those things. That is the things that Buhari's administration brought to Nigeria. Because Obama. That was what they promoted across Africa. Mugabe rejected it and rejected it dearly. Buhari, Nigeria constitution it is a punishable offense. What Bob is doing in Nigeria is a punishable offense by the constitution of Nigeria. That is, can even warrant people to go to 14 years imprisonment. 14 years, and Nigeria constitution has never been amended in that regard. So make it make sense to me that Bobrisky was bobbing, telling you he kissed men, he sleep with men, he want to marry men, he want to get married as a wife in Nigeria. No one is saying anything. If you check the history of the man who supported Buhari from US, you will find out that he is into the game as well. Into the game. But you don't understand it. You will not understand it. And I heard it from someone who cannot just make a sentiment about it. I heard it from Elon Musk's father. You know Elon Musk? Elon Musk confirmed that. Elon Musk's father confirmed that. I was watching the live interview. So he couldn't have made it up. So have you seen the reason why Buhari has to allow people like Bob to exist? So when you see people telling you that man who supported Buhari, that is a wife in a relationship, it's not a lie. It is not a lie. If it is a lie, why are they not suing Elon Musk's father who said it? The man from America who supported Buhari, he is also living with his person look like him who turned himself to be like Bobrisky. That is it. It's not a joke. It's not a lie. It is in public domain. They've been trying to protect this thing. They've been trying to protect it. Seeing the image of the person from childhood. All of a sudden, someone with mustache, muscles, muscular, become a woman. They protected it. They started pushing the agenda, pushing money. Are you aware that they in South Africa, they were through US aid, paying people money for nwoke tola nwoke ibia? What is it for? Because the man that was in power there, na ala nwoke ibia. So for you to know the evil in this world, they just want to make sure that the order of nature is violated. For everybody to be stupid, for everybody to believe there is no creator, there is no higher power. Do what you want. If the law catch you, you go to jail or you die. That is exactly what is going on in this world. There is no order anymore. Those are the things Buhari attracted in Nigeria. Now it has cut deep. It has cut deep. Bobrisky has done the damage because your young children in school dormitory, in school boarding schools, they will be wishing to be like Bob because Bob is influential. Bob is affluent in their eyes. In their eyes and in their mind, Bob is influential, is affluent, so they wish to be like Bob. That is psychology. How to shape the mind of the children of this generation. They have people like that across every country in Africa today. Check every country in Africa, you will see that there is someone like Bob. They place this type of people and they are all affluent. So that your growing boys look at them, look up to them, believing that once you start being like them, you will be rich. Because it's all about serving the master in want and need of all things. Because if you want anything, you have to pay for it. You have to sacrifice for it. So that's exactly the psychology of what they have initiated. Very soon you will see Africa being sodomized more than America. More than America. Because now you see a president in America who is now trying to fight it. You call him, hey, he's a good man. He's a good president. President of America is not good. He is doing good for the people of America in that area. Yes. But he's still an evil person. Look at what happens. He went to South Africa. He said that the white people are being oppressed in South Africa. He sent a plane to go and take any white person who wants to go and live in America as a refugee. Donald Trump sent a plane to go and pick them up. But the same Donald Trump is deporting black and brown people from America. And he says he's not a racist. This world self. I watched the interview he actually, had. He said, no, it doesn't matter their color. It doesn't matter their race. All I want is that there is a genocide going on in South Africa. And they need to be protected. These people need to be protected. Afrikaners in South Africa that he is talking about, they are all white. There is no black Africans in South Africa. Just make a research about it. He sent a plane to go and pick them up because he's a racist. Now look at it. He was deporting he was deporting Mexicans. Remember, Mexico is, if you look at the map of Mexico, of America, if you pull up the map of America, you check where Mexico is today, you will find out that Mexico and America, they are the same. They are all actually very, very close to each other. Very, very close to each other. But South Africa is very far. People are suffering in Mexico. South Africa is very far. But he saw that people are being oppressed in South Africa. He never saw that people are being oppressed in Mexico. He didn't see that people are being oppressed in Mexico. Now look at it. South America is basically North America started in the 10 degrees latitude. 10 degrees latitude. And South America started and joined the 10 degrees latitude to 0 degrees latitude before the South. So look at it. These people, they are actually like this to each other. America and the South America. North America, South America. People from here are being deported because they are black and brown. Now, you go from this area and you go right. Further right, you need to cross many oceans to get to Africa. Then you go and pick up white people, bring them to US, saying they are dying. Now let's think about the reality of the news we get from South Africa. In South Africa, people who are discriminated against are black foreigners. Black foreigners. You heard that there is a Nigerian who has been kidnapped by police and the securities. Whether they killed him or not, they tortured him, probably he died, they dumped his body. So he's a Nigerian. We have heard this news so many times. And we hear them from TikTok saying that they will kill Nigerians. We heard it. And the government, because I have actually looked up this case, even the mayor in that area was the man who called this security to do this job that he's doing. This security man is answering a murder case. The last time I checked, the last time I looked him up, a murder case. They brought him out. He's not a police. He beat up a Nigerian man in Johannesburg. And he take his body. No one knows where he dumped him. And they even took the camera footage around that area. Government of South Africa knows about it. They are doing nothing. Government of Nigeria knows about it. They are doing nothing. Isn't it? They are doing nothing. Nigeria consulate is in South Africa. If they do not want Nigeria, why did they not cancel the foreign mission? The foreign relation. They can cancel it and make sure that all the Nigerians go home instead of killing them. This is not street killing. This is police. Police. And we haven't seen anything that they present to say that this is the reason why they have to come to this guy and beat him up. There is nothing I saw. News 24 carries this news. It is on News 24. So these are the things. The people who are facing discrimination are black foreigners in South Africa. But Donald Trump say it is white people. You know why? Because every race is protecting their kind. It is all about race. People protect their kind. The only people who hate their kind is black people all over the world. They hate their kind. That is the moral of this, story. He didn't pick them up because they are being oppressed, because there is no history behind it. The last time we checked, we found a white man feeding a black woman to a pig in South Africa. Did you not hear that? You saw that? We haven't seen a history of black people being, unaliving white people in South Africa. No, it is the other way around. But Donald Trump claims, white people are being killed. Their houses are being taken over. This and that. And then he need to give them shelter. He went with a plane, free plane. You don't need to apply for visa. Free plane. Just jump in. He took them to America. Brought them to America. And now they are in the United States. But the people who are suffering, crossing Mediterranean Sea, running away from war-torn country, there has never been anybody from the Western world who sent a plane to go and pick them up. They go from sea to sea, crossing ocean to get to America. Then this man said it's not about race. This is the signature, the handwriting on the wall. Black people, you are on your own. That is the reason why you need to rise up. All these criminals in the name of leaders, it is time to deal with them. They are not leaders. Every race for themselves. That's what Donald Trump is telling you. Everybody for themselves, for their race. Who is there for a black person? Because the African leaders are for the Europeans. African leaders are for the Europeans. European leaders are for Europeans. So who is there for you? You are on your own. How long will you keep quiet to watch these things happening without you saying anything? Do you think even Nnamdi Kanu was a politician, that the West has looked at his case and saw that Nnamdi Kanu would be a good candidate for them? You will see Amnesty International reporting, you will see NGOs reporting, human rights of Nnamdi Kanu has been violated, but you will not see them, regardless of the campaign being pushed out there. The only thing you see that when you are talking about this type of truth, Facebook will start suppressing that truth because they know it concerns them. Amnesty International is reporting junk right now. blaming IPOB, but Amnesty International can see the mayhem being caused by the Nigerian military, who could not even fight Boko Haram, who does not have military intelligence to know that all the Boko Haram that is being chased by across the Sahel by the prominent and vibrant leaders, they are going to make their way into Nigeria because there is no intelligence in Nigeria. Their only intelligence is how to oppress you as a citizen of Nigeria. What a evil and devilish leaders you have, who does not care about your life. Those are the type of people you see in Nigeria. Those are the type of people you see in Nigeria. Imagine, you cannot kill a U.S. citizen. A police cannot take a citizen of another country of Europe in any country, and they reported that this person is missing and they are not found. And their embassy will keep quiet. It's only Nigeria embassy that will keep quiet in that type of thing. Because you don't have leaders. They don't care about you. They care about money, fame, power, women. That's what the people you call leader care about. I don't give a damn about what Facebook is doing, but with this message must be passed through. Buhari came and stole every money, kept it for generational wealth and died. Where is Buhari today? How do you see him in media? Nobody could even stand up when that claim came up to say, why is this Buhari being a dead man or not a dead man? Why is he not part of the claim they are claiming in court? Why, do you think they are not wise? Do you think they don't know? If Buhari was alive, there is no way Buhari will not charge Nnamdi Kanu for that. That is part of it. No one will ever rise up to say, do we have a president? Can we check? It's a simple DNA. President is answerable to the people. According to 1999 Constitution, president is answerable to the people. In Kama Act, president is answerable to the people. Anybody who speaks the truth, the system dislike that person. They take your voice away. A few days ago, Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer was denied access to him. Right? A whole former Attorney General of Nigeria was deprived access to his client in preparation for upcoming court proceeding. Isn't that against the law? It is against the Section 37 of 1999 Constitution. Fair hearing. You can never have a fair hearing when you are actually denied access to your legal representatives. That is violation of Section 37 of 1999 Constitution. They do it, they go free. What will happen? Do your worst. More than 250 million people. That is undercounted in Nigeria. You watch few individuals rise up above God and do what they want with your lives. Who is this guy? Jaga made a song about the reality of Nigeria. Idris Abdulkarim, a great man and has been consistent. He made a song about the situation of Nigeria. Tinubu banned it. He banned it from playing in Nigeria. But I love the man. He's been pushing ever since I knew him. He's been pushing, and he is still pushing today on TikTok. You don't want to hear the truth in Nigeria. That is your problem. But the truth of the matter is, you should know that no one will set you free except you doing it for yourself. All we need in Africa is 52 men. 52 able-bodied men who will take the lead. Africa become great. 52 able-bodied men take a lead. Africa will be great. Not all these leaders who are so jealous of Ibrahim Traore, all the accolades he's been receiving, but they don't want to do what? Do you think that they don't want to get such accolades because their hands are tied? These people are captured by the system that placed them there, so they can never do anything to change the system. Therefore, they only beat, if you can't beat them, you join them. That's the rhetorics that they use in their mind. And they cannot say, no, let's step aside. Because they are evil. They are evil. They don't blink when they tell lies. You know, they don't feel shy. They don't blush when they tell lies. You cannot distinguish their lie from their truth. Because these are evil reincarnations. Or evil incarnates. Those are the people you call leaders. Look at Tinubu. A steady electricity. He's been there for 24 months. Which one did he do? Dollar is up. Petrol up. Inflation high. What is it to you write home about it, Tinubu? 24 months in office. Nothing. Or people like Ronald Mokri will come and defend evil. Hi. You know, when we talk about this thing, you feel so emotional. Sometimes you feel like you want to cry, but who is going to see your cry? It doesn't matter. These criminals, they are all bunch of thieves. They are. And you will never like me the way I'm saying it. That is the way I feel. And that is the truth. I am not exaggerating. We are on our own. Fulani is the willing tool. That's why the NGOs and Amnesty International will always report about them when they are being stopped from terrorizing the countries across the Sahel. They will be reported. They will be reporting Fulani civilians are being killed. Instead of saying Fulani terrorists are being killed. That is what we see. African children, we were on our own. And the only solution to Nigeria problem, which we call the giant of Africa, is disintegration. Disintegration of that system of amalgamation. That enable Fulani, who is the imperialist tool, to take control in every sector. If you don't disintegrate that country, that Fulani hold will never be dissolved. Like we said, we don't hate Fulanis. We love them as human beings, but they are the tool of the neo-colonialists. So we hate that behavior of them. And we cannot actually tolerate that. We must rise up and defend that which is rightfully ours. And fight for justice for our fallen heroes. 30th of May is the date for our fallen heroes. And must be kept holy. Must be kept holy. 30th of May. The remembering our fallen heroes. Remember, it must be kept holy. So this is where we're going to leave it. Until we meet again. Bye for now. Okay, someone want to join? Is there anyone who want to say something? Is it SH? Did you request to join this program? I saw say bring them to the screen. Okay. I guess you are no longer here. Oh, a user is connecting. Who is trying to connect? Is it Chinyere Elizabeth? I think you don't have a good network, or you are not here anymore. Connection failed. So I guess you don't have a good network. So we'll connect you when you have a good network. So we will call it a day. Maybe next time I will see your request on time, and we will call it a. We will basically come back to you. Thank you guys for joining. Share the video, like the video. Until we meet again. Bye for now.